Hello, it's Greg House from Green Greg's coming to you on the 13th of November 21. Time on deck is 1100 hours Central Standard Time. And got a question. Did you know it was a crime to be a man? Yep, being a man is a crime. Well, it certainly seems like it these days. Greg, what are you talking about? That's nonsense. Well, guys, hey, look, our society downtrodden women for a long time, and they needed a hand up. Definitely, they needed some attention, but it's kind of pendulum swung to the point where guys are the underperformers. Guys aren't graduating from college. A third of the male population in the United States don't even work. A lot of them are staying home with mama into their 30s, mom and daddy. So what's going on? Well, a lot of these guys are discouraged. Any exercise of testosterone is really frowned on in society, and there is such a thing as an over-exercise of testosterone, violence, fighting, that's not needed. But, of course, maybe some fighting can be good if it's in sport. But, hey guys, society really looks down on guys. All the TV shows puts a guy down, This guy's always above the jokes. The guy's always rained on, put down. And that affects the psychology of young guys growing up. Young boys, young men. That does get to them in some way. They probably won't be too much admitting it. They wouldn't want to say that, but it does. It affects them. And more than that, there's all these programs for girls and women, and that's good. There should be. But we got to come back and start paying attention to our guys too, because guys are turning to drugs, or they're tuning out from society. They're not working. They don't have a compass. They don't have a goal in life. I'll do a specific video about that in the future, about having goals and what you can have goals for. And it's kind of hard maybe with all the things going on in the world today. So Greg, how can you have goals and the whole world's coming apart? Well, you can. I'll talk about that in another video real soon, maybe this weekend. But guys are being beleaguered, and there's more to it than that. It's not just that. It's the chemicals in our society, the chemicals in our world. Check out these trees up here. The sun is setting. Now those are pines. They don't have the colors these trees are about to have, but it's still kind of pretty to see, right? Autumn sunsets are beautiful. I just did a drive home. Unfortunately, the video is very pixelated, so I might have to do a product review on these dumb Samsung cameras. Ain't none of them any good, in my humble opinion. And I've got a new channel I'll be telling you guys about. Product Papas I'll be launching soon. I'll be doing product reviews. Just a lot of stuff needs to be talked about. But back to the guys. Oh yeah, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, bang the update notification bell, and click all. Because occasionally I do bring you some of these philosophical videos, and I'll bring you videos about things to do to prepare. I'll bring you videos about gardening. My turmeric is just about done here. That's all for planting to grow next year's crop. And I got some garlic and onions coming up. We're transplanting some peppers into the greenhouse. Garlic's looking pretty good there. Great, it's too big, it'll freeze. No, not down here. That'll do pretty good. I've already had it through a winter like that, and it did really good. It made my best garlic, the stuff that got started earlier like that. But it's pretty down here in the autumn, even in Alabama. So what are we talking about? We're talking about all these bisphenol A's, all these compounds in our plastics that are hormone gender bending plastics. I've talked about that in other videos, and that also affects the males. It affects the health of males, and maybe even the fire in the soul. And it takes a lot away from what a guy is. And so we really got to watch and control the plastics in our society. We really got to work on that. But we also need to look out and find out how we encourage the young guys. How do we motivate them? How do we pick things up? Like I said, I'm going to talk about that in the video. But society just rains on guys in general a lot, and we need to start calling that out and doing something about it. We got to return guys to a place of respect in our society. Yeah, women deserve respect too. Women are the womb of life, and it requires a lot of respect, and we don't even respect that anymore either. When I was a kid, we put women on a pedestal. That's the way I was raised. The woman was something to be taken care of. It was something precious. A nurturing aspect of life is what women brought. And And men, if a young boy needs a male role model in life, that's another thing that's really hurting. There's a lack of male role models for a lot of young guys. A lot of them are just being raised by women, and they don't have any role models to go by. So they don't learn how to be a man. A lot of them don't take the responsibilities that used to be considered part of manhood. Being a man is not just growing up and acquiring an age and getting hormones and going out and doing what you want. That's not being a man. Being a man is taking responsibility for your place in society. I have a yellow jacket nest in here and partly dug out. I think we need to come in here and do a little bit more of this yellow jacket nest maybe. Might do that in the near future. So it's just something I want to say. So what's the bottom line on this? It's not going to be a long video. We need to start giving consideration for guys. We need to try to encourage them to stand up, to be men. We got to become role models to young guys. They need it. We don't just turn them loose to the wolves. That's what we've been doing, to be raised by the wolves. Fortunately, there's still a few that's got good families, mothers and dads together that are raising them, providing good examples. Now, I'm not trying to come down on the women who are sole parents raising their kids. I feel sorry for them. That's a rough position to be in, to be a single parent, raising, especially a woman raising young boys. I do know one woman, she's a Jamaican woman, lived in New York City, raised 4 boys, and they all turned out to be outstanding young men, very accomplished in their lives. So she set an example, but she was hard on them. She made them do things. She was real hard on them. She didn't let them just get out and run around. She forced them to study and to work and to excel in school, do things that they might not have wanted to do. And that's some advice for some of the young ladies out there. You can raise boys. It's not as easy. Boys will challenge you, as you might know. That's just part of having, any kid will challenge you. Girls will challenge you too these days. But the hormones and the plastic are really messing up. So we need to get rid of plastics. We need to try to encourage guys. Guys need to be role models for guys. And all these movies and TV shows always make the dad, the man, the butt of the joke. We need to go away from that. It's time, we had our fun with that, and it made, in a time when males were so dominant, that made sense. And a lot of it was fun, All in the Family was a whole lot of fun to watch. But it's time to move beyond that and get a grip on the new age, because young guys need to be encouraged. Look, they're not finishing college. They're not going to school. They're dropping out. They're not going to work. They can't find their place in society and in life. And we need to change that. We need to give them some hope. So let's all work together to make that happen. That's what this video is about. It's not coming down on anybody. I'm not coming down on women at all. Women have got a rough time. I appreciate that. I know that. I was a single Mr. Mom once. I had 2 kids that I was raising by myself. And it just takes a lot of effort to raise kids. They need a lot. They need a lot of stability in life. They need a mother figure and a father figure. So if you can all provide that in some way, maybe it would be an uncle or grandpa or some friend, but somebody needs to be there for the guys as a father figure in their lives on a regular basis. Take them hunting, fishing, whatever you can do like that if you can, or just maybe building projects together. Hey, maybe a electrical set of some type, maybe a rocket, maybe a smoking fed from the end smoke pole. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you can do, and we should do. We just should stick together for the young guys. Society, though, really comes down on guys. And the other thing in the courts, a guy is, if you go in the court, guys just are, they don't stand a chance these days. Everything favors the female. And that's why there's a lot of guys that are called MGTOW, men going their own way. They don't want anything to do with women. A lot of women will abuse a guy in a relationship. It goes both ways. Guys can be abused physically and otherwise, and that's not good. No guy should ever be hitting women, and a woman should suffer a relationship where the guy beats on her. I don't believe in that. But on the other hand, a lot of women are just out for nothing other than take financial advantage of guys. They say a guy's a wallet with 2 legs underneath. That's not good either. We don't have mutual respect in society, one for the other. And it goes both ways. And a real man respects his woman. A real man takes care of his woman, whether she wants him to or not. Takes care of the family, takes care of business, provides a living, and is willing to protect his family. That's what a man does. And he tries to do right. tries to raise the kids right, provide a good example. That's what you do as a man. So, but we tore our society apart. It's torn apart. The family is the nucleus of our society, and it's just not there anymore. And maybe we can't really put this Humpty Dumpty back together like it ought to be, but if we work together, we can stitch something together to provide the kind of nurturing environment the kids need. But it's not just the kids. There's a lot of young men out there today who are lost. They need encouragement. They need to be brought in. And some of them still need a role model. It may be too late for some. A lot of them just turn to drugs and crime and different things. And that's a shame. It's a waste. Every human being's got 100 billion brain cells or more. And that's a whole lot of potential to see it where people aren't using that. It's a sad thing. There's a lot can be done today. This world needs a lot of help, needs a lot of work. And there's a lot of goals that can be found in working the world's problems out. You know, we got to turn to more sustainable agriculture, for example. Stuff that don't use all the GMOs. But in a world where half the people are now GMO, it may be hard to sell. Oh well, so much for that. I believe in organic farming, and that's what I do. It's all natural, all organic, no chemicals, no pesticides. It's possible. I've done it. I'll do more. But you know, hey, I'm also a very busy guy. I got a lot of distraction in my life, not just 2 YouTube channels, but you know, I got a day job that's very demanding on me right now. It may come to an end soon, thanks to a certain president and certain mandates, as you might be aware. But you know, it is what it is. So we'll walk back here and we'll check out Woodhenge. Yeah, I had a young couple, homeless couples, stayed here for a short time, and they pitched a tent here. Okay, they ripped one of my umbrellas. They fought each other like cats and dogs and didn't last. But this tent didn't belong to them. The guy that it belonged to is no longer around. So I need to take it and put it up. I thought he was coming back for it, and I found out he's not. So, you know, I've tried to help a lot of people out through the days. But you take a lot of risk with that too. A lot of risk. Some of it's been kind of costly for me. So, just take a little nature walk here. Just a short one. Because that's one thing guys need. Guys need to get out in nature. Because it's just part of the DNA of guys to get out and do things, to see things, to be part of the natural world. This is my Woodhenge, a future underground house, maybe where I'll build my habitat. It started out to be something done in the model of Mike Ayler, but I have, which starts with an O, not an A, last name, who wrote the $50 underground house book. You can check it out. That was going to be a root cellar, that notch on the other side. Dug this hole a long time ago, but every time I thought I was going to finish it out, I ran out of money. Check out these leaves here. If I'd have been out here just a little bit earlier at the sunset, and I'll do some more videos out here, hopefully. Just I've been real busy guys. So I say it's a crime to be a man, but let's change it. Let's fix it. My man cat there, he don't think so. He's pretty happy. He's a pretty happy cat. So what to do? Form groups. Maybe get the boys in scouting, sports. Something to absorb their energies. A guy has a lot of energies. But we also need to understand that boys will be boys. That's something that we don't seem to appreciate. And one of the worst things that I'm most against is the use of psychotropic drugs to calm boys down in classrooms. And they try to do it with girls too. You're destroying their personality. You're taking their soul. Those individuals will never be the creative person they could have been later in life because you robbed them of who they really are. Do not allow your kids to be doped with psychotropic drugs, people. Don't allow it. I think that's my main message in all of this. The psychotropic drugs are terrible. Try to get plastics out of your life. You can't do it entirely, but do what you can. As much as possible will help. And let boys be boys. And let's provide a social network for men. If you're out there and you're a guy, if you can find the time at all to mentor some younger guy, do it. Maybe it's hiring him. I don't know. Do what you can. But we got to get to the day and age where it's not a crime to be a man anymore. That's what we need. But we need men to man up. That means something. That doesn't mean growing to the age of 21. It means you take responsibility. That's what manning up means. You take responsibility. But the kids today have got to have a motivation to do that, a reason. They got to see some purpose in life. And right now, they're not seeing it. That's where we got to come together and work to really provide that purpose. And I'm going to do another video soon on motivation, inspiration, goals. You got to have goals. You got to have goals. You got to have things you believe in. That's what it takes. We can all be productive. Everybody wants to be creative and productive. And another thing, most of all, don't tell your kids they can't do this, they can't do that, you're not smart, you're not this, you're not that. You're cheating on their potential. You don't know what they're capable of. Everybody's born with 100 billion brains. So you're not Einstein. How do you know they're not Einstein? Well, you didn't give them a chance to be Einstein or better. So let's not sell the young guys short. Let's don't sell the girls short either. People do that to girls too. They never should tell kids things like that. That's awful. And look at kitty cat. This is still a construction site here, guys. Look at kitty cat there. That's Boots. That's Boots. So I still got to finish this solar panel here, and I got pipes out there to it, and the guy was helping me with it. He died, unfortunately. So we got to get started back on that. Check out this barrel here. Perlite. Anyway, yeah, I got a little work to do on this greenhouse. I got to get it wintered in. We're going to get down to freezing tonight. So I'm moving my okra project into the greenhouse. So hopefully it'll have a chance to give me a seed. That's the main thing. That is my variety of okra. It's my variety of okra. It was something I cultured from King David, but it's a little different than King David. It kind of adapted and got bigger, longer pods than typical for King David. Anyway, my friends, what I'm going to say, check out Tree Leaf Market. You need seeds, heirloom seeds for your garden. And if you're prepping, go to prepwithgreg.com. Right now you can get a special at $100 off a 3-month supply of 25-year lasting food. And I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.